Welcome everybody to the cycling safety session, and this is a session for all parents. Obviously ideally it will be and would have ran similar to the session that we did last academic year at the start, to all parents of students that access school or would like to access school on their bike. This presentation just runs through a few safety points to try and keep students as safe as possible as they're travelling to and from school, and also to give instructions essentially of how students acquire a bike permit to be able to ride their bike to school. So we know that cycling is a fantastic way to travel, and it's a great alternative rather than taking a bus or driving if people don't live too far away. And you will unfortunately notice that some people ride bikes unsafely, and what we want to do is make sure all of our students are fully aware of what are the rules and kind of safety points really when riding a bike. And there is a few points, so things such as using a bike on a road without a front and rear reflector. Also riding a bike with brakes which do not work properly. And there's a number of facts that, although it doesn't sound very great, they're there so people can make clear that of the number of the injuries and accidents linking to people riding a bike to school. And it's for us to make sure that students understand how they can kind of protect themselves from that. So last year there was 102 cyclists that were killed, and then nearly 3,500 that were seriously injured from various accidents, and a large part of that is around head injuries and people not wearing a cycle helmet, and we always encourage for all of our students who bike to school to wear a helmet. You'll see the pictures here, and yes, they aren't all specifically cycle helmets, but you can see the benefits of wearing a helmet and how it can protect you from significant injuries, obviously around the head area. What we've managed to do is link to peddlers, and they have confirmed a partnership with the school. So it's just on the York Road, heading towards Redcar, and what they have said is that if you purchase a helmet for your son or daughter and quote the school, you will get a significant discount on that helmet. So we're really encouraging students and obviously parents of students who bike to school that don't have a helmet already, for them to take up that offer to wear a helmet when they're riding the. And students must have a bike permit to be able to ride to school. On that bike permit, I'll show you. And get is almost like a little card. It's like the size of a credit card, that'll show that they have a cycle permit, and that we are aware of all the students that travel to and from school on their bike. And Miss Peacock is located at the bike sheds on a morning. And what we have done is, in terms of our bubbles that we run in school for the different year groups, we have allocated an area of the bike shed to each year group. So each year group will have their very own area to be able to leave their bike. And we do get sometimes comments from residents that have seen students riding unsafely to school. And that might be doing things such as wheelies, riding out in front of cars, riding up the wrong side of the road. And what we've made clear is that students won't be allowed to ride their bike to school if they're doing this. And that's not just for their safety, but the safety of others as well, and other road users. We're very wary that the road where school is can be a very busy road, and especially on a morning there's lots of traffic coming in and out of the school site, and we wouldn't want any students to be involved in an accident because they were riding their bike. And the last message is around our community and us wanting to maintain that excellent relationship that we have with our community. and specifically around the cut that is just opposite to our school. And you'll see very clearly that there's the blue signs that ask for cyclists to dismount, so you can see that it's a really narrow path, and there is elderly residents that live further down the cut, and just to make sure that students are getting off their bikes and obviously walking through the narrow cut and then getting back on their bike once they reach the road at the other side. So although it would have been much greater to be able to do this in person, I do thank you all for your time to be able to read this. If you do have any further questions linked to your son or daughter riding their bike to school, please don't hesitate to contact myself on the email address, which is i.middleton@bydales.outwood.com. I'm more than happy to respond to any queries that you have around cycling to school. Cheers now.